All right, everybody, eCom Tom here with another video coming at you guys. And if you guys don't know who I am, or if this is one of your first times watching my channel, my name is Tom Cormier, and I'm going to help you make money online in 2019 with manual eBay dropshipping. So if a lot of you guys don't know, if you're new to eBay dropshipping, there's been a lot of changes in the eBay dropshipping sphere over the last 3 to 4 months, specifically in the beginning of 2019. Where we're moving away from automated softwares that are getting your accounts flagged by eBay, that's throttling your sales, you're making no money, and we're moving on to the manual eBay dropshipping method. And a lot of people that see the manual eBay dropshipping method think, oh, well, this is too hard, Tom. I don't know, I don't want to do this manually. Software is so much easier. But obviously, if you guys know anything about who I am, or if you've been following me for a while, you do know I am the king of automation. I am the king of making things easier. I am the king of always finding another way to get around these problems. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So everybody says, oh, you got to reprice your items manually. This is the definition of what manual eBay dropshipping means. It's just a word. Manual eBay dropshipping means avoiding getting flagged by eBay in 2019 by avoiding the eBay API and using softwares that are getting your account flagged. That's it. That's my definition of what I'm talking about. It's semantics if you say that it's, oh, you have to do it manually or anything like that. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. How to use SKU Grid and how to use SKU Grid effectively to reprice your items, what you need to do, specifically which way to go about repricing your items with SKU Grid. And if you don't know why you need to reprice your items, first off, if you have a bunch of items on your eBay store from a different supplier, say Walmart.com, Walmart could change in price. The item could go in and out of stock on Walmart, and you want a program that is keeping track of this at all points in times, which, you know, we've been using for a while, but you want to be using a program that is not going to get your account flagged. Getting your account flagged is going to lower all of your sales. You are going to be making just about no sales compared to what you used to be doing, and it'll happen within 3 to 4 weeks of starting your account with software. So if you guys, don't know anything about getting your account flagged, just stay tuned. If your account is already flagged, then you need to be watching this video, and you need to watch it all the way to the end where I explain every single little bit of what you need to be doing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you inside my computer. Okay, so here we are inside my computer, and as I stated, it's the non-API repricing with SKU Grid for manual eBay dropshipping in 2019. So before we get started, if you have any questions, I will be asking questions, but also if you have any questions, please type your questions, and then we'll post the answers below. And like I say in all of the videos, if you have any questions, there's probably 10, 20, 40 other people out there that also have the question. And if you like what you see, please smash this like button in order to get this video out to more people, because we need to be spreading the word about manual eBay dropshipping in 2019. So here we are. Why non-API repricing? So first off, if you go into eBay's API, terms of service or terms of conditions or whatever, it restricts this. If you look at Section 9, restricted activities, 9.7 says, use eBay services to promote or engage in seller arbitrage. For example, automatically repricing eBay listings in response to price changes on competitor sites, automatically ordering sold items from competitor sites, and posting tracking information to eBay when items purchased from competitor sites are shipped. So this is literally everything that these programs that are getting your accounts flagged in 2019, which started in early January, maybe a little bit of late October, November, December. This is really what these programs do. And as you can tell, the automatically ordering sold items from competitor sites, this really only happens with Amazon onto eBay. So that is what leads me to believe, along with a lot of other things, that they are heavily targeting Amazon into eBay arbitrage. And, using these more obscure suppliers are not going to get your account caught in general, as long as you're doing non-API repricing. And also, you will avoid being flagged. So this is one of my accounts that started October 1st right here, December 31st of 2018. As you can see right around November 1st, I've showed this graph a bunch of times. This is exactly where the fall happened. And if your account is running promoted listings and your promoted listings look anything like this in the impressions section, you just have to click on impressions, then you're going to see the same exact thing as this. And this is exactly what it means, your account being flagged. Also, if you don't run promoted listings, basically if you see a huge drastic fall in sales, never to return again, same thing. So my question for you guys is, have you moved on to using non-API repricing yet? And if so, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear if you guys have started your manual store and what you guys think of it, what results you've been seeing. So first off, let's move on to what is your options. First off, automated store software, you're going to get flagged. And if you do get flagged, start a new store. I have a video on that, and I'll put that up in the top right here where there's a little eye. It'll pop out. You can click on that video as well. So first off, there's manual repricing. This is the good old-fashioned go in there, check your prices every 1, 2, 3 days, reprice them accordingly, put them in and out of stock accordingly. This is definitely the most tedious and the most arduous process out there. Then there's the manual file exchange uploading. This is when you connect SKU Grid to your items, just your items, like the URLs of your items, Walmart.com, HomeDepot.com, whatever you're using as a supplier. You connect it to them. As the prices change, it'll track that. It'll put it into a manual file exchange uploadable file, and then you can upload it to eBay yourself. It'll email it to you. So that is also pretty, tedious, pretty hands-on, but it is a lot more automated than checking every item by yourself. So I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that. And then thirdly, there is the SKUGrid file exchange Chrome extension, which is what I am personally using. So it goes from good, better, best, as you can see right here. This is what I am personally using. This is what I highly suggest, and I'll go more into detail on that. So question, which, if any, are you using in your business currently? And please let me know what your rationale is for that. I really want to know why you guys are doing what you're doing and what you rationalize is the reason why. So first off, manual repricing. I got the little worker guy here because it is a lot of work. So checking items by hand, it's good for a small amount of listings. If you have less than 50 listings, or if you just got started with manual drop shipping, then it is the way to go. I mean, first off, if you are using more obscure suppliers, not the Amazons, not the Walmarts, not the Home Depots, the ones that I go over inside of my course, the 10 different suppliers that I provide you in there, these items aren't going to change prices very often. They're not going to go out of stock very often. These are smaller suppliers where not a lot of people are going to them. Secondly, they're not marketplaces like Amazon and Walmart where they change prices and fluctuate based off competition on the same listing all the time, because they're the only ones listing on these listings. So it is a lot easier to do the manual repricing this way because of the fact that you don't have to worry about your items changing prices or going in and out of stock all that often. But it does get tedious over time. So like I said, it's probably good for under 50 listings. And then also, it's almost impossible to do with a large amount of listings. As I said, it's pretty hard to do. And the more obscure supplier, the less price changes, as I already stated. So fun fact here, I did use this method for the first 20 days on my new manual store when I think I had up to a little bit under 100 listings at that point in time. But they were all from obscure suppliers. I only ran into one issue where one went out of stock and I had to just change it. And that was about it. I mean, it really wasn't that much of an issue. So if you're slow to get started, or if you don't have virtual assistants to really push and expedite the process of the growing process of your business, then you might as well start this method and start doing it that way. Next off is the manual file exchange method. And if you find this page on SKUGrid, there's 4 different ways to reprice your items on SKUGrid. The first 2 are non-API related, and that is the way you want to be going. If you guys don't know what API means, I forget what it stands for, but it basically means that the program can go in and connect to eBay's code, and basically you can code into the program and everything can happen automatically. But as I stated over there in section 9.7 of the eBay API terms of service, basically you are not allowed to be using it for the automatic repricing of seller arbitrage, auto ordering, and uploading of tracking numbers. So that's why the file exchange was created for more bulk uploading sellers and stuff like that. A lot of wholesalers will use it and other big stores. So that is the way to go, and it's perfectly fine. I have not seen anybody who's been using the non-API methods get flagged since we've started this, and I will keep you updated to date, obviously, if anything does change on that. So section number 1 on repricing using SKUGrid, manually use the file exchange. I've never used this method, but this is a method that you can use if you do not want to set up the Chrome extension, which I will talk about in the next slide. So I'm not going to go too in depth on it, but it's more automated than the last method. Obviously, it's checking all of your SKUs, your Walmart, Home Depot, whatever, and then it'll see if there's any changes at the supplier, any ins and out of stocks. From there, it'll create a CSV file, and it'll email it to you for you to upload into a file exchange on eBay, which is extremely easy to do. But one thing about it is it's still pretty manual. You still have to go in and check your email and upload this file on your own. And it only reprices when you actually go and upload the files. So obviously, I have customer service. This is from the last slide, last PowerPoint slide. Sorry about that. Ignore that part, but customer service is always key. So manually use the file exchange. This is the least automated method. You can download a CSV that has been formatted to eBay standards and manually upload it to eBay's file exchange frequently to keep your items up to date. This method allows you to be in control and review all updates before they are sent. Just remember to do this very frequently. So one thing you could do if you do have a lot of virtual assistants is you could actually put them on that task. But I really don't see this method as being one that's very sustainable because there is the next method that I am going to talk about in this video, and that is the file exchange Chrome extension. So this is what I am using. This is what all of my students are using inside of the course if they set it up properly to my teachings. And basically this is what is really the bread and butter of getting this to work properly. And like I said, it is a manual store, but you should always be looking for ways to automate to the best of your ability. I will go over in another video how you can upload. You don't have to manually upload onto eBay anymore. You can also use the file exchange to upload items through SKUGrid, and that's a pretty cool thing that SKUGrid offers as well. One thing I forgot to mention, and I'll mention this later, is that if you don't have SKUGrid yet and you're looking into it, if you click the link below, you'll get free 20,000 credits on SKUGrid, and that's in the description below. And 20,000 credits will probably get you almost a free month's worth of repricing through my link. as long as you don't have that many items put up, and as long as you don't reprice that frequently. So it's the most automated of the three methods that I've showed in this video. You can pick a time range of repricing. So instead of you having to go in there and do it automatically or go in there and do it every so many hours manually, you can pick a time range, whether you want to reprice once every hour or once every 24 hours. I personally do once every 3 to 4 hours, depending on how many credits I have or if I want to save them, but I usually just buy more credits. Doesn't really matter. So I've noticed that when you're using obscure suppliers, there's a lot less price changes. The number one issue with this repricing and manual method is that if you're using Amazon or Walmart onto eBay, which I still do use Walmart, but Amazon's the big culprit, these items go in and out of stock all the time, and they change prices all the time. So if you're not repricing all the time, like every single hour, and you're using Amazon or Walmart, then there's a good chance that your items are going to be selling for losses. They're going to be in and out of stock, and you're going to have a ton of issues. If you haven't seen in my last few videos, it's all about mitigating issues on eBay, making sure that you don't have returns or refunds because PayPal is not going to be giving your fees back like I talked about in the last video. Making sure you don't have high amounts of returns because you don't want to get higher fees in that specific category. It's really all about risk mitigation and running a business that you would want to buy from yourself personally. And if you're using Amazon onto eBay and if you're using Walmart onto eBay, there's a higher chance and a higher risk of these items being out of stock, you losing money on the selling the item because it changed price or anything like that. And that's really what we're trying to mitigate as we go on and we go forward in this. We want to create a legitimate operation where we're using legitimate suppliers that aren't going to go in and out of stock all the time, aren't going to change prices on us, and we're still going to get a good front end margin. There's no longer the days of us looking for 0% margin on the front end and only using cash back on the back end. There's no purpose in doing so. And with this method, you don't have to. So after that rant, but one thing that is, a little tedious and not the best about this program is that you have to be logged onto your eBay account and logged into your computer in order for this to work. So if you're on your computer, say 8 hours a day, and you have your repricing set at every 4 hours, it'll reprice twice in that 8 hours. But if you're not on your computer, if you're not logged into your eBay account, then it will not be repricing. You have to be logged into that exact eBay account that you want repriced. So yes, it is a little tedious. Yes, you still have to be on your computer, but if you are running an online business, I would hope that you are on your computer semi-frequently. You probably could set up an operation where you have another, another just guest portal on your computer or something like that where that's running constantly, or you could have your virtual assistants do so. But like I said, I don't reprice overnight. I don't reprice in times of me just, not looking at my computer for a while. And as long as your suppliers are more obscure and, you know that they're not going to change their prices that often, you won't have to worry about it. But if you are using primarily Amazon onto eBay or something with this method, then this is something to really worry about and something to actually really look into and find a way to get it to constantly be repricing. And like I say, it's a very consistent method. And this is the method that I am currently using to reprice my items at this time. So I'll read off right here, Chrome extension plus file exchange. This is the expansion on option 1. SKUGrid now is a Chrome extension that can automatically send the CSV with eBay updates to eBay's file exchange for you. You must leave your PC on with the Chrome browser running and must remain logged into your eBay account for the updates to be sent. So that's just a little overview of what I just said. And this is what it looks like inside of the Chrome extension when you click on it. Basically, there's a remote key that you have to add. You add your eBay email. Check changes at SKUGrid every so many minutes. Upload to eBay every so many minutes. That's the time. So usually 180 for 3 hours. Upload to SKUGrid and this is for pulling items from your eBay into SKUGrid if you're listing. And it can do it automatically. Upload sales to SKUGrid this is if you're going to use their sales manager. I don't really use it. And, you pick your eBay US, save settings, and then there's some other buttons down here. They explain it more on their website, and I have it explained extremely in depth inside of the course, which is in the description below if you want to check it out. So in conclusion, there's many ways to go about repricing with a non-API method. Of course, the API-related method, repricing every hour, is definitely the easiest way to possibly go. But the easiest way is not always the best way with anything in life. And eBay is now flagging your account. And if you want your account to be flagged and sit there and have barely any sales with thousands of items up, then by all means go that way and do so, because I'll be listing my items the manual way and repricing the manual way, and I'll be making sales over you guys, and I'll appreciate it. So thank you very much. You want to avoid using the automated API software at all costs. You want to pick the method that best suits you. So I gave you guys 3 methods. And what I suggest is when you first start off, use the actual manual, check your items every once in a while method until you get probably 50 to 100 listings. From there, you're going to realize it's pretty much impossible to be able to actually track these manually. From there, I would just move straight into the Chrome extension. But if you don't want to be using the Chrome extension for whatever reason, you can just have you or your VAs go in and use the manual CSV file method and just upload it yourself. All of it's on SKUGrid's website. You can figure it all out. And like I did say, there's 20,000 free credits if you're using the SKUGrid link below in my description. So if you have yet to sign up, this is definitely the time to do so. I believe they give a 14-day free trial. If not, it's a 7-day free trial. So you get that free trial plus the 20,000 credits. And 20,000 credits, if you have a small store, will last you a month to over a month. I bought 250,000 credits before I went away to Nicaragua on February 25th, 2019. And right now I still have, I think, like 40,000 left out of the 250,000. That was $30. SKUGrid is extremely, extremely, extremely cheap. And I'll go over that in another video, a price analysis video. And manual dropshipping will ensure success in 2019. So this is the first 3 months right here of my manual store. And as you can see, it starts off at 0 on January 1st. And as it increases, literally the only dip was right here. And I've explained this in another video. This is when I deleted 500 items from my account. And after that, even with the deleted 500 items, it increased in sales, or not in sales, in promoted listings and sales impressions over time to the point where it literally peaked at this. This was the first 3 months of my account, January 1st to March 31st. And I'm extremely happy with the results of my manual eBay dropshipping store. I can't imagine going back to an automated method. There's just too many holes and too many cracks in the system for things to fall through. You have to process way too many orders, do way too much customer service for way too little of a profit. Anybody out there that's telling you that you should stay selling on your automated dropshipping store with your flagged account and just use discounted gift cards or find extra ways to stack cash back or anything like that out there, that is not a method you have to be doing. You do not have to do this. It makes no sense to me that you would want to run a business with zero front-end margin and make all of your money on the back end using sketchy, fraudulent gift cards or anything like that, cashback portal-wise. I mean, yes, I use cashback portals and credit cards, but that's not my bread and butter. That's just extra money on top, and that's how you should be looking at it. You should be looking at trying to make 8 to 10% profit on every sale. Look for items that don't have that much competition. Go the manual method. Have a store with 500 items making you a full-time income, and that's really what you should be looking for. So in conclusion, please post any questions below if you do have any. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions on how to reprice properly after this. So don't be afraid to ask questions, as little Lego man always says. And as I say, if you have a question, there's tons of other people out there that have this question as well. If you found this information, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We just hit 6,000, and I want to make a big push towards 10,000 in the next couple of months. I think we can do it, but I can only do it with your help. And make sure that once you subscribe, please hit the bell notification, because if you do so, you will get notified on the most up-to-date manual eBay dropshipping information out there. And YouTube doesn't always push the information to you unless you have the bell notification hit. And also, there is a free mini course in the description. Click the link below if you want to learn a little bit more about what I do. I go over how to find really good manual eBay dropshipping items in that mini course, and I also go over how to list manually without the API through SKUFetch, which is a program that SKUGrid runs, and I'll show that in probably the next video on my YouTube account as well. So I hope you guys found a lot of information got a lot of information out of this. I hope you guys have finally realized that manual eBay dropshipping is the way to be going in 2019. And if you are flagged, please make a new account and please start this as soon as possible so you can see the results that me and my students are also seeing. So thank you guys very much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.